Is your Hollywood screenplay success really just a 1, 2, 3 away? I think it is, and I'm going to show you how. Hey, it's Jeff Howard. If you're anything like me in your screenwriting journey, you've had times where you've sat down and you've stared at the laptop, glaring its little blank page back at you, daring to try to pull something out of your brain and get it down on paper, and it just wasn't there. We got a good one for you today. It's a little technique I like to call 1, 2, 3. So what's a 1, 2, 3? It's a little technique that Mike Flanagan and I created to help us get through our stories, to help summarize character arcs, thematic arcs, plot arcs, prop arcs, to help you break down story threads at the very beginning. You list every possible thread, every character relationship, every plot bit that you've got coming. You 1, 2, 3 each of those out, and what you find out is pretty soon you've got most of your story already accomplished just by doing what you had to do. Number 1. You introduce a story thread to the audience and you give the character a specific emotional charge about that story thread. Number 2, you return to that same story thread later, only now circumstances have changed and we can tell that there's a difference in the character because of it. Number 3, we return to that story piece, that thread, one more time, only now things have changed and we've landed in a new emotional response that the character has to it. I'll give you a couple of examples from a couple of my absolute favorite movies. There's a movie from 1939 called Ninotchka, directed by Ernst Lubitsch, co-written by my hero, the great Billy Wilder, and it contains a really perfect example of a 1, 2, 3. Greta Garbo plays a Soviet Union-era trade ambassador who has come to Paris to conclude a very tricky trade with the French. Number 1, Garbo and her crew are wandering down the street of Paris when they walk past a fashion shop. And inside the window is a frivolous 1939 high couture lady's hat. And Garbo turns to her comrades and she says, "Take heed! Any civilization that makes anything this frivolous certainly can't survive long. We're gonna win!" Number 2. It's a little later in the movie. Garbo's met a Parisian man who she's hit it off with. She's had an omelet instead of a hard-boiled egg. She's lived a little. She's seen a little bit of the lifestyle. We see her walking down the street alone. She pauses. She's somewhere. She doesn't know where. She stops, she turns, she looks. It's the shop. It's the hat in the window. When she looks at it now, something's different, but we don't know what yet. Number 3, late in the movie, Garbo is now threatened with having to go back to the Soviet Union very soon. Her little Paris trip is over, and the truth is she's not ready to go. She really enjoys the lifestyle. She's up in the apartment of the Parisian man. The requisite view of the Eiffel Tower is outside the window, and it is about to go down when Garbo says, "Excuse me a moment." She goes into the bathroom. When she comes back out, she's wearing the hat. 1, 2, 3, Garbo's character has gone from serious mid-level apparatchik to Paris-loving hedonist. And we got to watch it. And what did nobody have to say? "Comrade, you've changed so much. Comrade, you really softened up. Comrade, you're not the same person you used to be." Nobody has to say it, and the audience can intuit it on their own, and that's what audiences really appreciate. And you can get them there. 1, 2, 3. When Harry Met Sally, one of the greatest romantic comedies of all time. 1, 2, 3, about Sally's ordering of food. She is very persnickety, she gives very detailed orders, and it drives Harry crazy. Number 1, they first meet, he sees her order food, he thinks she's insane. Number 2, they're very good friends, he sees her order food, it's a part of their shtick, becomes one of the most famous scenes in movie history. Number 3, they can no longer be friends because their romantic feelings for each other have pushed them apart, and they're not yet ready to admit that they want to be together. Billy Crystal's out on a date with another woman. She orders in a very boring and lackluster way, and we can just tell by his reactions that there's just nobody like Sally. 1, 2, 3, Sally's ordering of food. So 1, 2, 3 can be a really useful little friend in your screenwriting. It can help you get a story thread across to the audience in an almost invisible way, and it makes you look better as a writer. Next time you're stuck, next time you got story threads you're looking to explore, next time you want to run through a bunch of character relationships, try 1, 2, 3ing them. It works. Really appreciate you being here today. If you enjoyed any of this or if any of it was helpful for you, would really love it if you could like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out as we're trying to grow. We're trying to build a free, unlimited resource for screenwriters, tips, tricks, techniques, and actual live demos, all right here for free. We also have our Jeff Howard sessions, which are classes and programs and reads and consults, the information for which is available in the links down below. Hope to see you there sometime. Really enjoy being here. Thanks a lot and good luck to all of us.